Tēnā koutou katoa. Tonight on City News, Waiariki MP Te Rotorua Flavel says te reo needs to be treasured every day, not just for 1 week. Rotorua Public Health backs fluoridation of the water supply, and local fashion designer Carl William Werupa is hard at work finishing his collection for the New Zealand Fashion Awards. Waiariki MP Te Rotorua Flavel says he's happy we've had another successful Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori. However, Te Reo needs to be in use every day if the language is to thrive. He says buy-in to Māori Language Week is growing, and that's a good thing, but a shift in attitude is what's really needed.
Organisations like the District Council, the City Library, radio stations have been picking it up, the national television has been picking up by way of introductions and keywords for the day. I mean, that's all a part of it, so it's going to take time, just as much as the acceptance of the national anthem in Māori has taken time for us to come to grips with some 15 years on. It's going to take some time, and so we need to have that a belief that, yeah, this language is worth saving, and there are two parts to that. Of course, it's inherent on me as a Māori to be able to make sure that it does happen for my family, my kids, and also to bring others with us.
Rotorua Public Health Service Medical Officer of Health Dr Neil DeWitt is encouraging locals to visit their website for reliable and credible information on the controversial subject of water fluoridation. Mr DeWitt says there is overwhelming consensus from national organisations that represent doctors, public health specialists and dentists that water fluoridation is safe and effective in helping protect teeth from decay. He says water fluoridation can be a contentious issue, which often arises from misinformation, which is why Rotorua Public Health is committed to providing accurate and credible information from reliable professional sources. And to view information, you can visit Fluoride Facts, that's one word, fluorideFacts.govt.nz. And meanwhile, the Rotorua District Council is in the middle of a process to decide whether fluoride should be introduced to the district's water supply. The council will debate the issue at the council meeting on Thursday. Well, to gauge local opinion, our camera hit the streets to talk to some of you about the fluoride issue.
I don't want it in our water. I want to keep our water fresh and clean and healthy.
I think it's a great idea. That's what they should be doing, definitely.
Well, we already have it in Australia, so there is quite a lot of people that still aren't happy about it being in our water. So there's still, a lot of people sort of fighting back to try and get it taken out of our water over home. So I suppose it'll probably be the same here.
I think that's a good idea. I want fluoride in the water.
Local fashion designer Carl William Werupa is hard at work finishing his collection for the New Zealand Fashion Awards. The award-winning Waiariki Institute of Technology fashion student is designing an evening dress range for the Fashion Awards.
I think it's going to mean a lot of positive things for my career, but it's all up to me whether I deliver or not.
How important do you think that Te Ao Māori or your own heritage is in fashion?
Well, talking about Māori and fashion, these days though, with our fashion, New Zealand fashion and us Māori people have taken on a gang culture. We've really gotten into this American streetwear style, and it's impacted our people in not the right way, but I believe in the future of the next generation, and I can see New Zealand as a very glamorous place.
And in sport tonight, excited young gymnasts from Mid-Island Gymnastics are eagerly watching the men's competition at the Commonwealth Games, and especially the performance of their coach, Ken Bowe, who was judging at the Games. We caught up with him before he left for Scotland, where he told us he was hopeful of a medal from the New Zealand men's gymnastic team.
I think we are improving, definitely. We've got kids that at the top level do end up overseas, in America especially. We've got 3 that are over there at universities. They train with the Americans, so they're getting top coaching, and they come back and they compete for New Zealand. Fantastic. Which is really good. As far as our juniors coming up through, I think our standard is excellent. It's just going to be growing better and better. Probably this Commonwealth Games will be hopefully we'll get medals, and hopefully we'll move on to the Olympic Games and get someone there too.
To the weather update now. For tonight, late rain, northerlies and an overnight low of 7. For tomorrow, Wednesday, rain clearing in the morning and then more fine weather, so that's good news. It'll be cold though. Northwesterlies, a high of 14 and a low of 7. Looking out to Thursday, cloudy periods with northwesterlies, a high of 15 and a low of 9. And the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday. Northerlies 15 knots tending northwest, 10 knots in the morning. Waves less than half a metre. Rain with poor visibility. Clearing in the morning though. Still to come tonight on City News, we catch up with award-winning Indian star owner Ray Singh. We meet motivational speaker Darren Sabin and find out about his inspirational story. And we visit with Tracy and Kevin Thornborough at the All Seasons Holiday Park to talk about the Innovation Award that they won at the recent Holiday Park conference.
Indian Star, the most popular restaurant here in Rotorua. And how did it become the most popular restaurant here in town? It's because it won the People's Choice Award at the Rotorua Hospitality Awards a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to head inside and catch up with Ray Singh, and then we're going to talk to the most outstanding waiter here in Rotorua, Jasmine Singh, who is an awesome young man and has a bright future ahead of him. Hi Ray, thanks for joining us today. Now, before we get into the interview, congratulations on winning the awards at the Hospitality Awards a couple of weeks ago. Now, the big one was obviously the People's Choice Award. How does that feel to be to receive that sort of recognition from the Rotorua public?
Yeah, that was actually good because the Rotorua public was behind us and they voted us and they supported us, and then there was wonderful things to see, and that was really good.
Now, obviously behind you got all those awards. You got 6 I can see standing up right there. How does that make you feel? Because obviously you guys are doing something right here in your restaurant.
That's more satisfaction for the business, and it's encouraged us to keep our standard up and all the things right, and we are trying to do that.
How important do you think it is to share your Indian culture here in Rotorua?
It's any culture or every culture is very important for anywhere in the world. So here in Rotorua, the Indian community and culture is growing, and it's very important for any community, and it's a multicultural country, and the multicultural people live here in Rotorua too, from the different part of the world. In the Indian community and Indian culture, that's a part of that Rotorua's community and Rotorua's culture.
I think that's probably the best thing about our small city, is that we do have so many different cultures from around the world. It certainly makes us unique.
Yes, that does.
All right, Ray, let's just change gears a little bit. Obviously, you're situated here on Eat Street, and just recently they've started on the retractable roof. So that's another bonus here for people who come to eat in Eat Street.
Yes, that's the more positive stuff that's finally going to happen. And we were waiting for these things from a long time, and a few months is gone, and suddenly the builders came on Monday and they start install that retractable roof. And we still have a few things, and they will sort out, I think, soon. And once they finish, they will be wonderful for business on Night Street. Will be good for whole of Rotorua, and good for tourists as well, because this is the heart of the tourist in New Zealand.
Well, let's talk about the good of the CBD. Recently, there's been some people talking about, the malls that are situated on the outside of the CBD are pulling business away from the CBD. What's your view on that?
Yeah, it is true that it's a bit sad, but good or bad. It's I can't comment on that because that's really hard part. Yeah, of course they're taking business away from the CBD, but in the suburb area, the people live in the area, they're more than happy with that. But if you see, the Rotorua is very small. It's only 5 to 8 minutes drive, and you can go from one end to other end. If someone want to come from the southern end, and this only 5 to 8 minutes drive, and they can get in town and get anything from the town or CBD.
Yeah,
but it's really sad for the CBD. It's 100 of shops are empty at the moment, and if they keep building the new shops in shopping center in a different part of Rotorua, and then they be taking a more business from the CBD. But that's a bit hard.
Hey Jasdeep, congratulations on winning Rotorua's most outstanding waiter. What did it mean for you when you were up on stage receiving that award?
Wow, that was an incredible evening at that time while I was receiving that. While they were nominating that award, I was a bit terrified at that time, but when after announcing the name that I'm the winner, it was the best feeling that, and it is a feeling that, okay, all the hard work has been paid now.
Have you won an award before like this?
No, actually, this is my first award in New Zealand that I won.
Yeah.
And actually, this time there was a mystery shoppers that make it a little hard, but it was good.
So a mystery shopper comes in and has a meal, but doesn't actually tell you that they're there to judge.
Yeah, that was
the
tricky thing, that while you are serving, you can't even find that who's the judge on the table. So when they will come at the end, they will come to pay on the reception. At that time, you can know that okay, that was a mystery shopper, and that was good. But it was a good experience. We were just doing normally what we normally do, so that was the best thing.
What was your family's reaction when they found out you won?
Wow, the family reaction is too good. My dad was so happy, and actually this news also was on the Indian newspaper as well, and he was too happy while seeing my name on there.
Wow, awesome.
Yes.
Do you think there's going to be a pay rise from Ray now?
Yes, actually I'm already working as a manager now, but it is the best thing, the cherry on the top. So I've already won an award. So in my career, it's a good thing. So while I was working in hospitality and while I was working in Indian Star, so like this is in my profile that I'm the winner of the outstanding waiter as well.
Awesome, Jazzy.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, if you need some encouragement, we've got a great story for you today. Joining me is a young guy by the name of Daryl Sabin. Now, Daryl was playing rugby one day, got tackled, hit his head, and ended up in hospital with a massive brain injury. Now, the doctors gave up on him, but he didn't, and his dad didn't. And Daryl is with me today with his friend Joe Whitaker, and they're travelling the country motivational speaking. So I'd like to welcome Daryl and Joe to City News today. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Well, we'll go right to the start, really, how you ended up in hospital and your experience in there, and and what the doctors were saying about what was going to happen to you.
Oh, when I first had this brain injury, there was a lot of.
How you ended up in hospital, mate? How'd you end up in hospital?
I ended up in hospital playing rugby.
Yeah.
So a sporting injury?
Yeah, playing rugby, playing for Te Hapa, captaining Te Hapa, leading from the front. I got tackled backwards and hit my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what were the doctors saying?
Dr. Andrew Law said, is most likely going to die. You need to prepare yourself for that.
Telling the family, eh?
Yeah.
So that would have been pretty tough on you folks. And
how? Yeah.
But lucky for you, your dad was in your corner fighting for you, because he didn't believe that, did he?
No, he didn't believe that. He took my hand and he said, Daryl, if you want to go. But if you want to stay here and fight, then just let me know. And I squeezed his right hand. How?
Yeah. And you were in a coma when that happened, weren't you?
Man. Oh,
he was awake quite quickly. It's just he had they called it shut in. Yeah, where his eyes were closed and you wouldn't think he was awake, but he was awake.
Eyes were closed and his body was paralysed.
But he was in the end, he could hear
my dad
going on.
Scraped my body. He tapped my body. He
done everything to try to get you
moving,
eh?
Everything to try to get me walking.
But your mind was active, yeah?
My mind was active. Yeah. Brain injuries are all different. You can either have this part of your skull taken out, which I had my third of my skull taken out, or you can have that side, or you can have the back. Yeah, and it is all different. It's all different. I'm just so lucky that, I'm just the same old Daryl.
Wow. So how long ago was this?
5 years ago now.
5 years ago.
5 years ago now.
Now, while you're in hospital, you got a special visitor as well that helped you be encouraged.
Special visitor, Sir Terrells. Sir Terrells.
And for the viewers at home that don't know who that is, it's the ex-All Black coach, Graham Henry.
Ex-All Black coach, Graham Henry.
Yeah. How did that make you feel that he came to see you?
It is just so special. It's just so special with the special things I get from him, and he looks at me and he winks, and
he's a great man.
Yeah, he's a great man. He's a great man. Got a lot of time for me, and I have the world of time for him.
Awesome. So why are you guys here in Rotorua?
Down there talking to Rotorua Charitable Trust.
Yeah, Rotorua Charitable Trust.
Just on Daryl's speaking circuit. Yeah, just doing his presentation. We can't say the word, but we'll say stuff happens. Yeah, it's just basically a story from Daryl, from rehab to where he is now. And, yeah, helping him out.
So 5 years from your accident, you're now travelling the country, speaking at different groups. So where have you been?
I've been
further south. We've been Balclutha. Done numerous amounts in Wellington, Hamilton, Auckland, two in Rotorua now. Yeah, all over the place. Yeah.
So what's the main message, Daryl, that you give when you're speaking?
Get busy living.
Get busy living.
Get busy living, not busy dying, not busy. Get busy doing it strong and productive.
Yeah. How old are you now, Daryl?
How old are you now? 23.
23.
23.
So do you think this motivational speaking circuit is going to be your new career?
Yep.
Now where are you guys off to next?
Got a bit of a break, and then
got a
Bay of
bit
Plenty.
of a break.
We head down to Bay of Plenty beginning of August or mid-August. Yeah.
So Joe, you're obviously part of the support crew for Daryl, but you also has friends. So those two things are very important for him.
Yeah. The friendship came after I started working with Daryl.
He's a good friend.
He's got a great team behind him that help him out all the time. But can't speak highly enough of the young fella. He's bit of an inspiration for everybody. Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Good luck on your next ventures. And have you got a message for our viewers back home?
Kia kaha.
What's the 1090?
Get busy. Life is 10%. What
happens to you?
What happens to you, 90% what you do about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, forget about Hollywood, forget about Wellywood, because we've got our very own Dino Wood right here at the All Seasons Holiday Park down in Hannah's Bay. Now we're going to catch up with Tracy and Kevin Thornborough, they're the owners down here, and we're going to find out where these dinosaurs came from and what they're doing at their holiday park. Hi Kevin and Tracy, thanks for joining us today. Now when we drove in here, it was not like I was going into a holiday park, but more like a theme park. So share the story about how you guys got all these dinosaurs.
Yeah, they've been a good score for us. We were offered them about, a year and a half, 2 years ago. They were all very much damaged when we got them. It's been a bit of a mission to get them all fixed up. They originally come from Leisure World, which was a little theme park in town by the racecourse.
That was on Margarita Street, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Skyline Skyrides got a hold of them when Leisure World disappeared, but we've managed to score some off them. So we're pretty pleased about that. It gives us a bit of a theme to run with, something different. And no other park in New Zealand has got dinosaurs, apart from maybe some of their staff. But yeah, I didn't say that.
Well, how did the opportunity come up? Did you approach the Skyline, or were they ringing around different hoteliers?
My parents are our relief managers that help look after the camp on our days off, and my father works up there, and we keep nagging him to say, can we just have a dinosaur? We just want one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so originally we got 3, and we were really happy with that. So when they rang up and said, do you want some more? We said, oh yes please, yes, just keep them coming. So we'd get a call from the HIAB driver to say, I'll be there in half an hour, I've got 2 on board, or I've got 3 on board, or I've got 1 big one, something like that. So we never knew what we were getting until they drove in the gate. Then
so
it
was a pleasant surprise for you.
Yes, it was
It's
fun.
like, where do we put them?
It was real good fun at the time, you know. Where we're going to put it. We had a fair idea we wanted to put them, but then we needed to chop them up because a lot of them, well, they were all damaged when we got them, so they needed propping up and supporting to be made safe until we got round to actually fixing them properly. So it's been a good 12-18 months of getting them all fixed up. They're not a 5-minute job to fix them. So.
No, I would imagine, because some of them are quite big, aren't they?
Yes, they're pretty well life size. Yeah, they are big. The two big ones in the front, they needed more than a high ebb truck. They come in on a full low loader truck with a full crane and a pilot vehicle. The Triceratops, his neck came loose driving through town, and apparently that looked really funny. But quite a few, actually some cars followed the truck out to see where it was coming.
Wow.
So he nodded all the way through town, this big Triceratops on the back of a truck. So that was a bit of a hoot.
So how many have you got altogether?
We have 18. Yes, 18 dinosaurs.
And just scattered throughout the whole holiday park?
Yeah.
Yes, yep. So we fixed them up, and then it was thought, well, you know, we've got to name these things to find out what they are. So we spent some time on Google trying to work out what they are. Some of them are not the well-known ones that we know of, but
when we got them off my father, he was retiring down to 3 days a week. So the 2 days left, we asked him if he could fix them up for us too. Because we didn't know anything.
He'll be more than happy than that.
So now he's our paleontologist.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the reaction like from the kids when they come in?
Yeah, they love it. A lot of them, when they come in, the first thing they see is the Triceratops. They don't even see the T-Rex sitting on the left-hand side. They're too busy going, whoa, as they drive in the gate. So they get a pleasant surprise when they drive out the other way and see the other one the other side. So, but we've introduced this little activity for the kids. We could have just put a plaque up in front of them to say, I am a T-Rex, I lived here and I ate that, but we've made it so that the kids have to work out for themselves what they are. So they come in and they get a clue sheet and an answer sheet, and they've got to go around each dinosaur and figure out what each one is. And
parents love it because they have their coffee and don't see their kids for a few hours.
They might be pitching a tent while the kids are running around working out what the dinosaurs are. So that was a pretty good thing to do. We thought, instead of just putting a sign up that says that I am this, and 10 minutes later people have looked at them and that's it, but the kids can spend...
Well, they retain it if they learn, don't they?
Yeah, well, they spend 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. We had one little girl spent 5 hours over the course of 2 days trying to work out what they are. So while her parents relaxed in the unit. So that was quite a hard case, but
There's kids running around with sticks and hunting them.
Oh yeah, we
had
one bunch of kids. They come in really late at night, and so it was dark. They didn't see what they were, but they got up in the morning, opened the window, and went whoa! And they went over and found sticks that looked like guns, and they spent the whole morning chasing and killing dinosaurs. So.
Cool. Now the fruits of your labour have resulted in a couple of awards, so tell me about those.
Yeah, we made the top 5 again this year at conference for the Spirit of Hospitality Award for all the holiday parks in New Zealand, so we're pretty happy about that. That's the 3rd year in a row we've managed to hit the top final few, so must be doing something right.
Must be doing something good. Right, awesome. Kevin?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you both.
You too, thanks.
And that was Tracy and Kevin Thornborough speaking with Alan Solomon. And if you have a news event that TV Rotorua can support, call our office and talk to one of our friendly team on 07 3488 984, or of course you can email us at news@tvrotorua.co.nz. And by the way, if you missed anything in tonight's show, you can watch it again at tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for having us at your place. From all the team here at City News, for Maria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.